Good morning, 301. Here is our second example problem. A pet store has two gray rabbits. 1/8 of the rabbits at the pet store are gray. How many rabbits does the pet store have? So, as a good reader, I will reread. A pet store has two gray rabbits. 1/8 of the rabbits at the pet store are gray. How many rabbits does the pet store have? So, we know we're looking for how many rabbits the pet store has in total. And I'm going to write down what we know. We know two are gray, and we know that 1/8 are gray. That was all the information that we were told. So again, I'm going to look at my fraction, which is 1/8, and that's going to tell me how many equal groups to make. So I see my denominator is 8, so I'm going to make 8 equal groups. And again, we know this is a unit fraction because our numerator is 1. Anytime your numerator is 1, it is a unit fraction. So I'm going to make 8 equal groups, or 8 groups, and then I'm going to look. Two are gray rabbits, and it says 1/8 of the rabbits at the pet store are gray. So I'll use that information to put 2 inside 1/8. This represents 1/8 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups. And this is 1 out of the 8 groups. So that will be our unit fraction, 1/8. But I need to know how many rabbits the pet store has in total. So I'm going to go ahead and make 8 equal groups of 2. I will also put 2 in each one of my groups. And then to find how many rabbits we have in total, just as we did in our problem before, I will add or multiply to find how many we have in total. So I can either do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal groups of 2. So I can do 8 times 2 equals 16. Or I could add 2 8 times, and I should still find the same answer because we know that multiplication is repeated addition. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we should also find a sum of 16. So we have 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 2 is 10, 12, 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. If we count by 2's 8 times, we also find 16. So we know there are 16 rabbits at the pet store. Remember, our unit fraction will tell us how many equal groups there are by looking at our denominator. And then the other piece of information that we're given, which tells us how many are in our unit fraction, which is always going to be represented by a fraction with a numerator of 1, will tell us how many objects or items go into each equal group. And then if the question's asking you to find the total, you need to multiply or add all of them together.